sports media. This is Sync Sports.
This is a Sync Broadcasting production.
And welcome to another edition of Sync Sports, a subsidiary of Sync Broadcasting. With me is one...
Colin Graves, Gravy Train, Gravy, so many names, so little time.
One man with so many names. And I'm Abe Blunt.
And joining us on the program this afternoon is Vincent Lecavalier.
Yeah, former captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Welcome, Vincent.
A former Team Canada hockey player as well.
Mm-hmm. Is it okay if we call you Vinny? No response? We'll carry on with Vinny.
I think he likes Vinny. Vincent. I like Vincent. But anyways, moving on. A lot going on since the last episode. We've had the Super Bowl has come and gone. We've had some tennis, which I have no idea what happened in the world to tennis. I do recall some fucking shit happening in the headlines.
No, people swung some rackets. Wow.
We'll find out as the show goes on. What else is happening in the headlines?
Another Battle of Alberta has come and gone, and it was a humdinger.
Yes, humdinger. And another thing I'd like to chat about is just recreational hockey.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like I'm what it is I've been running two hockey teams for 6 years, and trying to find a home for my teams. I never have, and for me the issue has always been officiating. But it's I finally realized through a lot of these leagues here that it's kind of disappointing, frustrating to say, but the leagues don't care enough for the teams to have quality officiating, where the officials don't have free reign on the game. They're allowed to do whatever they want to do. They know it. A lot of hockey players accept it. I'm one of those guys who had troubles over the years, but I finally come to terms to accept it. If you're in one of those leagues where there's no cameras, no microphones, the officials have free reign to call a game how they see fit. There's no consistency because there's no repercussions if they're incorrect. So, for example, the NCHL is one. The CCRHL is another one. There's a couple that are gone now. I will recommend the two best in Edmonton. One of them is the Alberta Men's Hockey League. The gentleman who runs that, his name's Rainier. He literally does the best he can. Mm-hmm. He takes in your emails, your phone calls. He will listen. The other one, the best one in the city is, and that's because they got microphones on the referees, and they've got cameras in the facility, is the River Cree Hockey League. It's called the Alberta Safe Hockey League. I'm telling you, that River Cree has gotten better and better and better. Even just last year, some of the referees were still kind of, their old ways from other leagues. This year, I'm telling you, I don't know what, every game I've had, I've been in like about 15 games I played this winter. I've got one penalty. In this NCHL that I'm in right now, I'm up to 22 minutes in penalties. And when I hit 30, I get a game suspension.
Jesus.
So I'm not here to bitch or complain. I'm here to help. If you're running a hockey team, if you're going to make a decision, make sure that you as a GM are okay with that kind of officiating, and you can just turn a blind eye to, officiating like that. Or if you're kind of a bit of a hothead like me, which I'm working on, I literally am working on not getting upset. And it's come along a long way. In the River Cree, with referees, I don't even get mad anymore. There's no point in even actually arguing it. You might as well yell. I told a player last night who was upset. I said, you know what? Unfortunately, with these referees, they know they can do what they want. They absolutely know they can run a game, call a game, non-calls, all that stuff, because there's no one to answer to. They're the judge, like what was that Stallone movie, Judge, Jury, and Executioner.
Right, Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. So that's what the NHL, the NCHL, CCRHL, leagues like that. But like the Alberta Men's Hockey League, that they're at least the owner will listen and you know do so, that's right, you get hurt. Now I've heard with the CCRHL it's getting better, but I've heard that before. Mm-hmm. You know, I've gone back and joined the league just to have it exactly the same way. Like I said, officiate, and I'm not coming down on those guys. I know it's a difficult job. It's hard. You cannot see everything. From certain angles, it looks like a slash or trip when it was not. Yeah. It's a hard job, you know, and thankfully they come out. They don't get paid the greatest. So, you know, I always put myself in their shoes. But as an overall package, you know, if you want to look at everything, I just got to recommend the Alberta Men's Hockey League and the River Cree, which is Alberta Safe Hockey League, just for overall package. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, with that said, you've come on and watched a couple of our games. I'm sure you've seen...
I believe I've watched you in the older leagues. I haven't yet seen you at
the adult recreational hockey league. That one was that was a league. That was a league that took in all the other teams that got kicked out of other leagues.
Gross.
It was a very dark time for the Mustangs.
Yeah. No, I've yet to see you at the River Cree. I know they have a fabulous facility out there, so I'm glad that you found something that works with you.
Well, yeah, we're going to be going back. I'm just done. I'm done with other leagues. You know, like I may join the Alberta Men's Hockey League for a summer, just to switch it up.
Yeah.
Because one thing I do like about hockey is all the different rinks in Edmonton. Mm-hmm. I like visiting them.
Do you have a favorite rink?
No, probably just the newer ones, like Castle Downs, Terwilliger, the Meadows. They're like bigger. They're built for today's, like back in the 70s and 80s, where they're built for I think they're just built more for minor hockey.
Yeah.
So the rooms were very small and stuff. But nowadays they build them for rec hockey as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I don't know why they were so small, the rooms back then. Like the one over here in Londonderry.
Yeah.
Fuck, that thing is so tiny, man. Our room is literally like there's stairs going on an angle above our room. Like, it's pretty funny. Anyways, yeah. So I just had to get that quick local Edmonton rant out for our Edmonton hockey players who are looking for a home. And don't target me if you see me out there. Do not target me.
Yeah, well, you've been in the game for years.
Yes.
For local rec hockey.
Yes.
I certainly would defer to your opinion on these matters.
Right, my friend.
So, what are your thoughts on the? What are we talking about now?
Well, you know what? What, we haven't even got a timer going here, have we? For Pete's sakes.
No, we don't even have a timer. We're going by the seat of our pants.
The seat of our pants. So, anyways, we'll start off with the Battle of Alberta here in the Oilers. I got a lot to say about that.
I bet.
A lot to say. We'll talk about Game 1, 5-1 win for the Flames or the Oilers. It was not a fun game for either side.
Not worth talking about.
It was boring. It was boring. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have to bring it up because it builds up as we go, right? Mm-hmm. So then Game 2 was better. Yeah. That was in Edmonton. That was in Edmonton. We had Mike Smith against Riddick in that one. That's right. That's where the stick flip happened.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Second one was the Tkachuk versus Kassian hit.
Right. Oh, right. So they've played 4. Yes, there's one left. My bad. So, yes, the Tkachuk Kassian fight. Third one was the rematch in the flip stick. And then just recently was the blowout.
Yeah.
Okay, well, where do you want to start? We haven't talked about the Tkachuk turtling thing.
Okay,
yet.
well, let's skip over Game 1 because...
that was just a bore. Yeah. Game 1 was a bore.
Calgary got their 2 points. Game over. It was not a great showing. Great showing by Calgary, but Edmonton blew it. So let's move on to game 2.
We got to dissect a lot of the stuff because I'm seeing a lot of Oiler fans, saying their thing. Flames fans saying their things, and it's like sometimes you just gotta not be a fan, a hardcore fan.
Take a step back.
Take a step back and just take a look at the entire situation, how it happened. Pretend you're, not even a fan of either side. You got to step back and then step back in.
Pretend you're from Vancouver for this one.
Yes. Speaking of which, we will talk about young Petey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Petey? They call Petey now, don't they? Petey.
I think so. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Good shot on that kid.
Petey. Little PT. Sorry, I like it. It's perfect. Everyone thinks it's cool, but I think it's fucking funny. Look at your mouth.
Yeah.
What were you saying? What do you recall? I'm damn near doing the same.
Yeah.
It's like we're ready to those microphones. Anyways, so yes, the Battle of Alberta. Well, Petey, we'll skip that. We'll talk about him after. But so let's talk about initially the first game with Kassian and Tkachuk. Mm-hmm. What did you see? We'll also talk about Giordano and Connor McDavid. Okay. Giordano trying to end Connor McDavid's career. We'll talk about that as well.
Okay. My thoughts on the hit is they were solid hockey hits. And
Tkachuk.
Yeah,
3 of them.
Yeah, great.
Two were knocked, popped his helmet right off his head. And
looking back on it, it's like tighten your fucking strap.
Well, you know what? I watched him in the third game it would be third game, and he still got his strap hanging down here.
Yeah. After
that, but anyways, continue on. Go on. Kassian, that is Kassian.
Yeah. So they were solid hits, and I guess if you're looking at it with an old school hockey eye, the way that particular game evolved was the right way to go. You expect Tkachuk to hit like that because that's the way he plays,
and you expect
Kassian to
all those guys
expect to fight like that because that's the way Kassian plays. Like what happened, I don't see nothing wrong on either end of that. It was fabulous and.
See, I agree with you, but I'm going to take it a step further. I don't think that Kassian should have fought Tkachuk over 3 big, clean hits. But putting myself in Kassian's shoes, your anger is going to get the better of you. We're human beings.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to side with him as well, because I would probably lose my shit too.
Yeah.
You know,
you got bested by Tkachuk.
That's right. And then let's talk about the size difference. I know it's 10-pound difference or something. I'm hearing. I don't even know.
It's not a huge difference.
But there's a difference. Yeah. There's like
in the style.
Like forget the size. Forget the size, because I'll tell you what. In the NHL, there is heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight. Mm-hmm. For Ty Domi, because he's a small guy.
Yeah.
Are you going to put him in the lightweight division of fighting? No. So size, that kind of size doesn't matter. Like that Buddy Robinson. He's like 6, what is he, 6'6"?
Yeah, I think he's like 6'6", 240.
240?
Yeah.
He's still considered a middleweight because he can't fight. Did you see that fight he was in? Like, I mean...
Against Kara, no less. I expected better from Buddy Robinson.
But he had no foot balance. You can see he's not sturdy on his feet like Kassian or Lucic.
Yeah.
Now, Tkachuk is definitely a middleweight. He's definitely a middleweight. He just doesn't have that fighting power that Kassian has. Or Lucic. I saw Lucic fight the other night. I see that power.
Yeah.
That power.
Yeah. Great core.
Yes, Tkachuk just doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a middleweight fighter, and kudos for him for fighting Kassian in Turtleville, Edmonton, with all the turtles that were. Yeah. It was so funny. I do have to give kudos to some Edmonton fans too for. There was a drunk fella. I was at the game.
You're at the game?
Yeah, I was at the game, and Turtle chant was crazy at the start, which rightfully so. He did turtle.
Yeah.
But after Kachuk fought him, he went after him and fought him. Lost that one again, but he fought him. Squared it up with him.
Yeah.
Done deal. So the turtle chant fucking went away. But you had those occasional drunk people.
Oh, yeah.
There's one guy and he's, turtle! Turtle! Like he did it probably 10 to 15 times. No one joined in. It made my night. Like it really made my night. Like people are like, maybe they're sick of doing it, or maybe they thought as well, okay, well he fought him. It's done.
He's square now.
He's square now. So yeah. So I do have to say one more thing on that game. This is funny. We were leaving, and me and my nephew, Mr. Grimes, and check out the Grimes report if you haven't. Please do.
Great movie reviews.
Great mind.
Yeah.
Powerful. A powerful mind that will take you not only to the picture itself,
the very core of it.
It takes you inside the mind of he will actually take you inside the mind of the director. He'll take you inside the mind of the actors. He'll let you know what the food they ingested tastes like. I'm pretty sure he could do that.
He's done it before. He's a very cerebral being. So
he has, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay. But
we digress.
Check out the Grimes report if you have not, and get his thoughts on a movie before you go. I don't want to use the word ingest again. Consume the picture product you're about to see. Anyways, so Grimes and I are leaving, and it was funny. This Oilers, and I'm not bashing Oilers. It just happened to be Oilers fans.
Of course,
this. He was walking in front of us. He was so, you could tell the way he was looking around. He was just like,
he was
looking. All of a sudden, his legs just came out from underneath them. He went down, and his drink just. It wasn't even those ones where a drunk can save his drink.
Yeah.
It just out of his hand. He was down. So, me and a Flames fan, he was sitting there sipping on his beer and leaning on a pole, and I looked, and I kind of stepped over him. I looked at the Flames fan, and we just had this little snicker, this laugh, right, between the two of us. So anyways, we're continuing on. We're going down the fucking stairs, and lo and behold, I hear like that's what it sounded like on concrete.
Oh,
an Oiler fan went down, hit his head on the bottom stair.
Ouch.
Not hard enough to knock him out because he was so drunk. I don't know. Oiler fans are stepping over this guy. So this guy rushes up. It's a Flames fan and myself, fucking wear my Flames attire, carrying this Oiler fan off to the side to safety. So I go up to the security guy, which is like 10 feet away. I told the security guy at Rogers, we have a guy who went down, he smacked his, like I was very excited, like I was very, like the energy was there.
Very animated.
The urgency was there, right? Yeah. So I'm telling this guy what happened. He's sitting over, he's right there. He goes like this, he goes, okay. And then he just goes back to
surveying
the crowd.
Yeah.
But it was funny after on the train back to our vehicle. I was thinking about that. I wonder what that looked like. Two Flames fans, like paramedics, helping this Oiler fan. He was out of it too, my friend, Mr. Blunt. He was just like, he was out. I felt bad leaving him there, but we got him to safety. He was propped up. He was breathing.
Well, much like Sportsnet says, united by sports.
United by sports. Anyways, so that's my Battle of Alberta, Edmonton. Story I had to share. But yeah, so we agree on Kachuk and Cassian. What happened there? What about the Giordano Connor McDavid fiasco, where Oiler fans are in arms that he's purposely tried to injure him the first time, and now he's targeting Connor again with sticking his leg out, and trying to end his career once again?
I would say that some fans are being hysterical and they're using hyperbole. I would say the optics are bad because we know what happened between Giordano and McDavid at the end of the game last year.
Preseason game. Oh no, it was a meaningless game.
Last game of the year.
Yeah, it was a meaningless game.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to say is on both parts too. Again, because I can't just stick up for Giordano. Connor had no. I know he says it's his game. He's gonna play that way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, if that's your game, it could end your career meaninglessly.
Yeah.
Like meaninglessly. That game was a meaningless game, and there was very little time left too. Wasn't it like in the last couple minutes of the game it happened?
There was not a lot left in the game.
And he tries to cut in at that high speed. You know, and Giordano at the same time, maybe he should have just let him cut in and have the opportunity.
Yeah. Like he was going to get beat. That's a fact. Giordano was going to get beat by McDavid, so he did whatever he could to not get beat.
Yeah, which is hockey instincts.
Yeah.
When you're on the ice. It's you're gonna.
And he has like a second to think about it. Like Connor McDavid.
Well, that's the thing too. That's the thing too is it depends on where you put your frame of mind going into every shift.
Yeah.
You know, Giordano could have went in there and he could have said, you know what, okay, this is a meaningless game.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the score is.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's like showing up to a hockey game. If you're in a bad fucking mood, you got to take yourself out of that bad mood. Otherwise, you're gonna have a shitty game. Shit's gonna happen on the ice. Like you're gonna be taking stupid penalties or squawking at the ref or yelling at your own players. Like, you know, so you got to mentally adjust your mind, and maybe that's what, you know, some players need to. I know a lot of these hockey players, they do take courses and read books on that kind of shit too as well. Like they are very well trained. Like they are very well trained. If you see them on a ridiculous call, a lot of them will just go right to the bench. Some of them will question the ref, but a lot of them have that fucking mentality to say, you know what, it's fucking ridiculous. I said my thing, now I'm going to the box. Mm-hmm. But mentally, maybe Giordano should have went out on that shift and said, okay, let's just finish this. Yeah, let Connor cut in.
Yeah.
And
but then he wouldn't be a very good defenseman, would he? If he's letting people go.
That's
by.
right, absolutely. So on that, again, it's just another hockey play. So let's move on to the latest one where Connor is coming up. Did he catch Giordano flat-footed? Is that what happened there? I can't
he was gonna blow by. He chipped the puck past the boards, and he was gonna fly by, and Giordano.
McJesus.
Yeah. Giordano.
Mac D. I like to call him now. That's my newest one, Mac D.
Giordano went for the reach. Tried to impede his progress.
Yeah. And when he did it, his leg came up a little bit off the ice. There's no way he went, okay, I'm gonna get my leg up and my arm and try to target the knee.
Yeah, once again, Giordano has a second to think about it. This could be like an ongoing thing between these two because McDavid is often in the process of blowing by Giordano, and Giordano is doing whatever he can to.
I'm unfortunately going to say this, but that speed is going to get him hurt. Mm-hmm. It's already cost him, quite possibly cost him the fastest skater. His knee might not be what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's younger players always coming up, and he's not the youngest anymore.
No, he's 23 now?
Yeah. Or 24 or 23? Is he only 23?
He's not that old.
We'll have to Google it. We'll have to get the Google machine.
Give it the Google.
But I got a bad feeling that his speed is one of these times. And his knee's already injured. Once there's an injury, there's no going back. It's there. Yeah. That knee's going to fucking bother him when he's in his 60s. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. But anyways, anything else you have to say on that?
Yeah, well, it's tough. Like, definitely the speed is why McDavid is so great. That's why he gets paid so much. And
Max C.
Should he slow down to compensate for players that are gonna injure him because they can't contain him? That's a good question too. Like, that's why he's so great. And should he alter his game for people that are gonna hurt him? That's a good question.
That's a tough one, man. Oiler fans right now are saying no. Yeah. He's got to keep going. That's who he is. But if one game, God forbid, that knee hits another goalpost or goes into the boards wrong because another player clips him at that speed.
If it's not
and if it's on fresh ice as well, when you're on fresh ice, you cannot stop.
Yeah. You
can't stop.
And if it's not Giordano, it's going to be somebody else that gets caught flat-footed by McDavid and his speed.
That's right.
But that's the question. Should he alter his game for that? Like, I say no. Like,
I say somebody should respond back to us and answer that. What do you think? Should David McConnor adjust his game? That's what I'm going to say. Adjust his game to certain situations.
David McConnor.
Well, is it
Connor McDavid?
Why is it David McConnor on here?
Because you spelled David McConnor.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
No worries. But yeah, if you want to...
I don't know who the fucking guy is.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to create a poll on the Sync Sports page.
Do it, my friend.
Should Connor McDavid alter his game for those that might injure him? Because Giordano's, he's made a couple of moves that are dangerous at McDavid's speeds. But to chime in, the final opinion on that is there should have been a penalty on that one.
Salary $1 million. This is wrong.
Yeah, his salary is like $11 million, I think.
How much is it a year? Do you know?
Like $11 million.
A year, eh? Yeah, $1 million. Well, it says here he just turned 23 on the January 13th.
Mm-hmm.
1997 he was born, so that is why he uses 97. I'm just kidding. I knew that one. Okay. I knew that one.
Just like Crosby in his 87. Right?
Yes, my friend. Yes.
And his $8.7 million salary.
Yes, my friend. Indeed.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. Your thoughts on the goalie fight? Because people are chiming in about that.
Cam Talbot should never have done that.
No?
Not Mike Smith. Fight somebody else who is not known for their fighting. Mike Smith, no goaltender's known for their fighting these days, but Mike Smith is a tough compadre. If you know if you're picking up what I'm laying down before you, my friend.
You give props to Talbot for stepping in.
Not really.
No.
No, the whole game really got worse after that. So he didn't need to do it. Maybe the only reason I think Cam Talbot maybe did it was because he did give, was it Gagne?
Gagne a couple shots.
Yeah, those shots.
Yeah.
Maybe he felt he had to answer for that. Maybe that's why he said, okay, well, I gave him some shots while he's down. Maybe I should fight Smith, who's at center line right now. I don't know. And yeah, Smith went easy on him too. He had him down. He could have given like 3 or 4 more headshots. He didn't. So...
Follow the fighter's code. You stop punching when they're down.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what Lucic did the other night. He got in a fight. Well, it wasn't even a fight. He hit off the Sharks, Evander
Kane.
He hit him. A good hit. Clean hit.
Yeah.
And another guy, Goudreau, spelled Goodrow. He followed Lucic back up the ice. He was hitting him, and I'm thinking that this guy's asking for a fight. There's going to be a fight, and sure enough, camera comes back, and you could see Lucic pull him in, like I told you, that heavyweight strength that Cassian has and he has, pulled him in and said, "Are you sure?" You could see him say, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm positive that's what he said. And then the guy gave him a shot like this, and then that's when Lucic escaped. Well, it's on, but he still didn't even. After that, he with his arm, he threw him to the ice, kind of like Cassian did with Kachuk. But the way Lucic did it was even scarier because he just literally. He didn't jerk him around a few times. Then he just literally went like this.
Yeah.
And the guy went on the ground. He could have thrown some bombs there. He didn't. He let him get back up. They gave each other a few, and Lucic could have annihilated that Goudreau, but he didn't do it. Mm-hmm. He didn't do it. So I would love. I'm. You know, I don't even think it'll happen this year because, like, in a lot of the broadcast, damn mouth. A lot of the broadcasters are saying that Lucic is still freshly friends with a lot of the Oilers, and that might be a factor into why he wasn't a fact. He was a bystander. He was watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even know if recall any big hits that were called like hit of the night with him in the Battle of Alberta.
No, he's been relatively silent this war.
Yeah, docile.
Yeah.
Docile would be a good word to use for Lucic. But like I said, you know what? Calgary did not get Lucic for regular season tough guy antics.
Yeah,
because that's just drawing penalties and losing games. They got him for the playoffs. Now the playoffs are a different beast. That's when referees allow old school hockey to be played. So, you know, people keep asking, well, aren't you pissed off that Lucic didn't do nothing? No, I'm not. You know, he was smart to stay out of the box. You know, fine, whatever. He's buddies with these guys. I get it still, maybe. I shouldn't say for sure, but maybe that's... But come playoffs, you know...
That's a different animal entirely.
Lucic will be unleashed in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If Calgary even gets in the playoffs. Which is, you know...
that race is a really good one in the Pacific.
Well, what about the Oilers and Flames both losing to bottom-feeding Sharks? The 2 points they need. Mm-hmm. Thank God everyone else lost.
So the Oilers are blowing through opportunity. They have games in hand, and they are wasting it as we speak, so... I'm looking forward to the finish. Right now, it's like 4-point hockey, and I'm
looking to some adjustments before trade deadline. Because for me, there's Chillington, there's Hanifin, and Hamonic, which is he's okay, but the one at Chillington, he's a big. They got to do something with him. Either send him back to the farm club, or just release him somehow. And up front with the Flames, they got to get the Goudreau, Lindholm, and Monahan back together and get a couple pieces that fit below. Mm-hmm. Buckland is having a shitty season. Sam Bennett's having I mean, they're doing okay. They're still in the race, but. They could be doing so much better. Mm-hmm. But that's what I got to say on the Flames. And any last thoughts on the Oilers? Or?
I think they need to find a winger that can skate with McDavid. He needs that kind of support that Draisaitl's seeing now with Yamamoto and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And I'm not sold on their defense as of yet. I'm not sure that Ethan Bear is going to be like top 4 ready for playoff hockey. It's going to be... just basically I'm not sold. So I'd like to see maybe a couple pieces added before... we get to the second season.
With that said, I think that's it.
Yeah, we're good. We're solid. We'll see you next show. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube link, however it goes.
Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Please join us and Sync Sports page. And again, another shout out to Mr. Sean Merritt.
Keep the conversation going and have your say. You can follow the guys by going to Sync Broadcasting on Facebook, Instagram @Sync Sports, Twitter @Sync Sports Inc.
Thanks for listening to Sync Sports.